and gentlemen, it's time for the final regular season match of 2015. Samsung Galaxy Con versus KT Rollerstram. Wolf, with me is Moonblade. Now, 2 teams play, but 3 teams' placement is decided by the score of today's match.
That's right. It's such an awesome thing that it's going down to the very last match to determine where everything ends up, and it's such an important one at that.
It absolutely is. Samsung, KT, and Spenu are the 3 teams that are eligible for top 4. We don't know which of the 2 are going to make it until the results are out. The starting match is going to be Armani versus Zest. Now, Armani did play an incredible ZVZ versus Leonok, even though he lost it just last week.
That's right. I remember that one.
A totally different matchup, I feel, and Zest is way more informed than Leonok is at this point in time.
Yeah, miles and miles and miles. Like, Zest, definitely one of the scariest players on KT right now. KT, they're starting off very strong today with Zest and Stats, and then Life and Flash. Like, no bars hold here. They have to win this. They want to win this no matter what. They're going to try for 3-0. Now, I feel like the only dangerous one is Deer in the first 3 players for Samsung, to be honest.
And that's the really scary thing for Spenu, is if Deer is actually able to win that match, that's how Spenu does not advance. Now, keep in mind, for KT, the only scary thing is if they lose if they win in an ace match. Even if they win the ace match, they cannot advance. So they have to advance with either a 3-1 or a 3-0. The same exact scenario that was true for CJ is true for KT.
Well, I think they certainly have the tools, the players necessary to get that 3-1 or 3-0.
Absolutely.
They brought all the best players out. It's just about getting it. And they certainly started off strong. They have a powerful second just in case as well.
Absolutely.
So they're going to try and, no matter what, get it to 4 players, the 4th round. And from there, I think they can do it. It's just going to be about, does Samsung have the power to upset this?
They really just want to barrel through these games, get these first 2 wins. You know, whatever happens with Deer, they can still take that with Life. Depends on Life's condition today, I have to say.
That's really the big thing.
I mean, they could 3-0 it. It could just be a simple, quick 3-0. KT and Spenu get out. Sorry, Samsung. See you next time.
Yeah, that's simple as well. I mean, we do see a downwards arrow for Stats, which is a sad thing to see. And Life is sideways, Flash is sideways. I mean, these players aren't on top of their game right now, but they're still up there. They're still some of the best we have.
Now, keep in mind, when we talk about these matches, specifically these players specifically a lot already, keep in mind, if Samsung does not make it to this playoff, they will not be eligible for the Grand Finals playoff either. They're not going to be able to, there's not going to be the potential for points. Even if they make it to the playoffs here, they're going to have to get like top 2, I think, at least in order to make it to the top 4 at the very end. So they've got a long road to climb, but they're still eligible. This win is so important for them, not just for round 4, but for the Grand Finals as well. Whereas KT Rollerstram, even if they don't make it to this playoffs, they've already secured a spot in the Grand Finals. So just keep these things in mind. This is for pride for KT Rollerstram and for a lot of money, whereas for Samsung, this is for their future in this league for the rest of this year.
That's right. Well, here are the viewpoints. If Samsung wins or at least takes a set, they will advance into the round postseason for the first time in 2015. And if KT wins 3-0 or 3-1, they will advance into the round postseason.
So those are basically what we just said earlier. So those are the most important things.
The most important things by far. We'll repeat that again and again.
Yeah, we'll bring it up again later. It's the exact same scenario as what happened with CJ. So very important. KT fans praying already.
Praying. Just do it. Just win Zest. He's gonna win.
I want that Pro League flag on the edge. I want that in my room, man.
I want them all in my room, Wolf. I want a wall with all the teams, and then P at the end.
That'd be awesome. All right, so this is just again further showing the importance of those wins and the scores. So it's just saying exactly what we said before, just in Korean on this sign. It is what everyone is wondering, what everyone is thinking. This happens at the end of every round, but this round is a very unique situation where there's so many different specific possibilities. And we're going to rehash those for you guys again. I posted them on Twitter twice. They're on my Twitter page. If you're tuning in late, or if someone's asking like in an IRC channel or in Twitch chat, you can link them to that. You can link them to Liquipedia. You know, it's all over the place. It's on this sign here. You can read Korean. It was on the match points we had earlier. Just keep in mind, I'll say them one last time. If Samsung wins, Samsung and Spinu come in regardless of score. If KT wins in an ace match, they still don't make it. Samsung and Spinu get through. If KT wins 3-1, Samsung and KT advance. And if KT wins 3-0, it's KT and Spinu. So the only case for Spinu to not advance is if KT wins very specifically with a 3-1 score. A bit scary because for Spinu last last round, in round 3, the only way they didn't make it to postseason was if they lost 0-3, and then they did. They got the only specific score that would not allow them in postseason. So these things can happen.
It can happen again. It's looking like it just might as well. It's going to be really depending on how Life performing and how the matches go before then. They look pretty straightforward in terms of who should win them, but upsets are always available, and Samsung surely are looking to do some damage this match.
Yeah. A lot of fans from all over the world in the audience today, as well as fans of all ages. No doubt Legend is lurking around somewhere as well. Okay, Armani. He lost his ZVZ versus Leonok, but I feel like in some ways he way outplayed him. He's looking really good in late game. He's 2-1 versus Protoss. And to pick up this win versus Zest would totally swing the momentum for Samsung, way different than I think KT would be expecting. It'd be a huge upset.
Such an upset. Such an upset. Even looking at the recent results of Armani, it's like, this guy, something must be up with this guy. He must have a build ready for Zest. He must have some sort of hard counter going on, because on paper, he doesn't look like he could ever take down Zest.
Yeah, most of Arwani's results, if you want to look at his record, are all against foreign players in online tournaments or playing in like a Lima League, which, mind you, is a great tournament, but it's still online. And Zest, on the other hand, 20 wins. Now, he needs this win, by the way, to tie for first place in the final record, because Hero did take that win today. He's 6-1 versus Zerg.
Yeah, and he beat Rogue in his last match as well. Like, he could beat the best, no problem, hands down, and he's been doing so well in Pro League for so long now.
Now, this match is one of the ones where KT should look at this and say, we've got this easy peasy. We've got this in the bag, this first game. Zest just needs to follow through. Let's see what Armani's got planned. I feel like, the cards are in his hand right now. What does he play? Let's go into game number 1 on this 2-player map, Echo. To the bottom right, the underdog. It's Armani. Can't say I know that one.
Me neither.
Show us an awesome victory, it says.
In here, in the top left for KT, it is the Chisel Toss, or as we call him, Zest.
That's an Angry Bird.
That is an Angry Bird.
Well, that should have been for Sue.
That's copyright.
Stream just gets shut down. I'm like, I'm so sorry, everybody. All right, well, at the very least, we're going to see a wall in here. Could be a Forge opening, but unlikely for Zest. He likes his gate openings, gate Nexus core sort of style a lot more. Let's see, though.
Yeah, it could be a Forge this time around. Maybe he wants a little bit of safety first here. There, no Rope Scout leads me to believe it will just be that possibly Gateway Nexus.
Could even just straight up be a Nexus first. With the pylon on the low ground.
Well, here comes the probe down now. So it looks like it's going to be something 150.
Let's see.
What's your
I think
choice?
Gate.
Forge. Ah, damn it. I didn't bet anything. It's fine.
So, it's going to come across probably fake cannon, because there is no drone scout, and that's some of the flexibility you get when your opponent does not drone scout. And you can actually also block the hatchery just physically with the probe. The drone is already here, though, and with no drone scout, he's got just enough minerals to hit the hatch first. But let's see how much he reacts. He sends 1 drone for safety, and if we see a pylon here, which we most likely will, we'll probably have to pull 3 more.
Yeah. Well, none just yet. No committal to that. You're just going to save for that Nexus by the looks of it.
Yeah. Otherwise, he definitely would have shown it by now. Otherwise, Armani's not going to believe it. He's like, well, you're definitely not going to commit if you haven't added it yet. Okay, pretty late pool. He added a few more drones.
Yeah.
It's like 2 more.
A little greedy there, actually. Well, things being pretty slow to start things off here. With that gateway opening, it means he's going to get that quicker tech.
This is going to be Armani's first vision of this, although he can already readily assume that this is the case based on the opening. 1 gas, second one be added in just a moment. Continue to deny the close patch of minerals here. Great mechanics so far already shown by Zest, disrupting this mining quite a bit.
Yeah, I hate people to do that.
It's pretty frustrating.
It's so frustrating, Wolf.
basically, if you're new to StarCraft, only one harvester can mine at any given time. So he's denying the close patches, but if you steal the minerals, then you can't do it anymore. So yes,
kind of a rare mechanic we see these days as well. Not many people do that anymore. It really was a relic from Brood War, and since then I kind of just it's used sometimes, but it's not really a game changer at all in this game.
Yeah, StarCraft 2 mining efficiency is much better. You don't really bug things out. In StarCraft 1, there was something you could do, not against Zerg because they have creep, but against Terran, and mostly in PvP, is just place a pylon in the main, and it would disrupt the mining so much that it would be totally worth it. And sometimes you could even physically trap workers so they would be stuck, like 2 or 3 workers just get trapped.
I forget the term for that, but that was...
It's called a Manor Pylon.
Manor Pylon?
Because, you know, either the term Manor Nexus where you make it in front of your base, it's kind of like, it was just a joke. I was like, oh, I'm better than you. I'm just going to make a pylon on your base, but actually then you could actually trap units with it. I don't know what the Korean term for it is, but I think people call it a Manor Pylon in the foreign scene.
I forget it. Yeah, but yeah, you're probably right there. I see these Lings very carefully scouting all the sides of the map. Just want to try and find any sort of pylon that might be out there. And it's going to be a Stargate opening for Zest.
Yeah, and a quick sentry with it as well, so he's going to have a lot of energy built up early for scouting, as well as potentially doing a follow-up push with the sentries.
It kind of leads me to believe he's looking for that third base as well with the sentry this early. Like, no move out, no sort of map denial, no stalker on the map to deny any sort of scouting as well.
And a second sentry as well kind of furthers your theory, I would say.
Yeah. Probably going to add, like, a couple more gateways and a forge at some point as well. I need that +1.
Sentry is such a well-designed unit for Protoss, I feel, in cost, because it's one of those units that costs a lot of gas, so it does limit your tech somewhat. But because it doesn't cost a lot of minerals, it allows you to have that extra money to make a Nexus, for example, while you're committing to these early defensive units.
Yeah, certainly so. There's that Oracle, so it's going to be that Oracle choice. Is the Overlord going to get there? It's hard to say at this point.
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be able to see the Oracle.
Oh, yeah, he's going to miss out.
He's one gate.
Yeah, he's going to probably see the normal timing for gateways and be like, okay, probably get third base from here.
Yeah, it could completely mislead him. Let's see if he makes blind spores. You know, a lot of players would, like Bjol would, in most cases, actually, in his match versus Classic in Season 2, not so much, but we'll see.
It's going to be multiple Oracles as well, and there's that Forge, so certainly looking for that third. Probably just going to be that Blink Stalker style at this rate.
Yeah. Ling will spot this. 22 Lings on the way as the response to this. He wants to punish the third base.
Well, this could certainly do some work here. So that's going to see them all there.
Yeah, he's actually going into the main with this Oracle, which is interesting. There's no Spore Crawler here, but he's using a lot of his energy that he's going to want to have defensively against all these Lings that are coming over to the third. He's going to need those sentries to be in position as well.
Yeah, he's going to actually need that second Oracle to start cleaning up here.
Barely saves that Oracle.
He's going to go for more, it looks like.
And maybe 2 more I can get. Trying to kill that cooling tower, but it's going to take a lot longer than he wants.
Oh, man. Second Oracle also flew across the map. Looks like it's going to be a cancel here.
Definitely. He also doesn't have his sentries nearby, so this is definitely going to be an easy cancel. He tries to force field away. You know what? Oh, but Link's getting to the natural. He's being way overwhelmed here.
All right. This is actually a great move. Giving up that Nexus for some probe damage, I like it a lot.
I'm a bit surprised he's fighting with the probes as well. I mean, he's going to lose like 10 plus maybe if he keeps fighting like that. Okay, these Lings get denied.
Wow.
But keep in mind that was a huge commitment in Larva, so Armani's worker county now has to spend all of his Larva getting.
Yeah, but he's got such a lead right now, 57 to 44. So he's pretty far ahead when it comes to the economy. He's in a great place. He forced the Oracles back. No pressure coming his way anytime soon. He has a great potential to follow up here. If he wants to go Ling Hydra into Muta or just simple Muta, either way, he's in great shape.
Well, one cool thing you can do in this case when your opponent's going heavy sentry to hold onto the base is he comes in and scouts the Hydralisk Den with the Oracles when you have a hidden Spire, and then you actually just go Mutas instead straight up with Lings. You see the +1 coming out here. Yeah. And it even shows some Hydras, too, to the Oracles.
Just a couple of Hydras to give him the impression that's on the map, so he has to be ready for a Hydra timing. And then, boom, 8 Mutas. What are you going to do?
Well, sentries aren't going to be very useful, that's for sure. Not finding too much here. Wouldn't have even minded to see a force field there, but Spire's just unlikely to be scouted. It's nowhere near anywhere Zest would want to look and check. Unless he somehow gets the idea you just don't have enough stuff. This doesn't make any sense. I just don't think he's going to get that impression, though.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty big read. I don't think it's going to come out either. It's going to be such a surprise to him.
Even showing it, or trying to show an infestation pit as well.
Wow, look how many gateways are on the way here. Plus Blink. So it's going to be a big blink timing, but it's just coming too late from all that economic damage that happened.
It's going to have enough for 8 mutas, just as you predicted. Here they come. 2 Hydras and some Lings coming across the map as well, trying to force more sentries, but he's not actually making sentries because he's got plenty. This is he needs to be careful with these Lings, what I'm basically trying to get out here.
Yeah, just keep applying pressure at the front here. It's going to put them out of position for these mutas, and when they come out around the back, maybe they have a chance to run into that third base.
So many gates. If he sees these mutas pop out, he can reply with cannons and a huge warp into Stalkers. He hasn't seen them yet. I don't think he saw that one.
Nope.
Just out of vision.
Just out of vision. It's still going to come as quite a surprise here. This is actually a big problem.
No cannons. 3 Stalkers. Okay, now he sees 7 Stalkers on the way. Blink isn't done yet, but it's getting close.
Well.
And Ling fall up here as well. He's going to need to micro his sentries and his Stalkers at the same time. He's not going to be able to blink into the main. He's only got 2 Stalkers here. That's not enough. He's going to have to pull probes away. All the Stalkers at the natural currently. And so many probes already starting to go down, warping in just 1 more Stalker here. Good wall at the natural, at least.
Yeah,
so much damage.
So much damage in this main base. 10 probes going down. He's going to lose the Stalkers as well by the looks of it. And finally, they're going to be coming up the ramp here, but I think the damage has been done in the main at least.
Yeah, just not enough Stalkers. And the thing is, now he can just come over here. It's like he's playing tennis. Oracle, meanwhile, gets a few kills, but 1 falls. 15 probes killed. A massive advantage here for Armani. He's losing some mining time at his 4th base, but I mean, the thing is, he has a 4th base with all this.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing of all. He's got so much momentum behind him. It's such a hard place to be as a Protoss player when you're turtling on 3 bases because you got surprised by Mutalisks. You are so far behind.
I mean, let's see, Armani's already a step ahead with his Pathogen Glance, his +2. He's already preparing for the answer to this, the Phoenixes.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Ultras to finish things off here.
You know what? I can't believe he's going to lose this. And the thing is, he actually didn't use that 200 energy Mothership Core on any of his bases. The Mulas came in as well.
Yeah.
Zest is playing off his game right now.
It is not an impressive game for Zest, unfortunately. That Mothership Core should have been in between the main and the natural, and the 3rd.
It absolutely should have been used for the initial Mutalisk harassment. He had so much energy on it.
Big blunder there. Maybe he can try and follow things up here with some sort of timing with Phoenix to help out at least a little bit, but Infestors are already coming out and a lot of Spine Crawlers.
He's going to have the answer. He's just 1 step ahead of everything that Zest is trying to do. 9 Spines, 6 Infestors with Pathogen Glands. Burrow on the way as well.
Big scout there as well. It's going to see those Spines coming up, so he knows what he's up against.
Yeah, he's going to start +3, and I think he's going to start gearing up for a 4th base. And a 2nd Stargate, I was going to say, is a great choice. He's even going Anion Pulse Crystals. That might be like too much. He doesn't see the Infestor transition yet.
I think it's still a good idea to have that. It's going to shut down anything in the future to deal with mutas if he decides to add more. And that's still enough mutas to warrant it. It's going to be the follow-up that's the scary thing there. You know, Infestor, Ultra.
Mothership Core now building up enough energy for 1 more Nexus Cannon. The remade one that he just made.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind. And the Mutas don't really commit to the engagement this time. If he could find the Spire, I think he's starting to realize if I can find the Spire, I can kill it.
That would make things a lot easier. That would make things so much easier.
Look at this, faking some of these Phoenixes. Some of these are not real.
Oh,
God. Well, that's a hell of a way to find out about the Infestors.
Yeah. Lose every single bit of, every single Oracle there. Puts him so far behind in
Kills a
anti-air.
few Lings, but that doesn't really matter.
No, they're just to buy time.
Now he's really glad he made that 2nd Stargate, I guess.
Well,
he's going Tempests.
All right. Hey,
what do you think about this?
I think it's a great idea. He knows he's going to be up against that transition, and he knows he's going to beat him to the chase. Ultras are on the way, but you know, once he's got a number of Tempests out, it's going to help out so much. Mutas are going to have a hard time trying to harass. But the more important thing, he's going to be able to chunk down those Ultras or Broodlords.
I feel like he really needs a 4th. That's the one thing he's missing here.
He needs a 4th no matter what.
Forces a cancel on this 5th base, though. He can't find the Greater Spire. He knows the Spire's missing because he's flown through the base a million times. He's like, where is that? What are you doing next? These might just get fungal. I wouldn't even mind it.
I would mind it, Wolf. There we go.
Okay, just chases it with the Mutas. He's really not even microing that very well.
Yeah, it doesn't really have to, I guess. He just scouts the army. He's like, okay, Ultras. Huh. And 1 Swarm Host. The token Swarm Host.
Yeah, we see this accidentally made a lot of the time. I don't really think it's going to play a role in this game. Sometimes it's used to trigger Whittle Mines, but not in this matchup.
Just a celebratory, almost. Well, it's going to be about taking this 4th base, making the army that's going to counter what Armani has.
Why is he making a 2nd infestation pit? That's got to be a mistake.
Maybe
is he like thinking like that? If he were in a slower game, he needs to make Hive now or something. He's like actually way ahead.
Yeah, that's really hard to say actually. I don't know how you can
Just
even
a
make that
mistake,
mistake.
no doubt.
He's
right?
already got an Ultralisk Den as well, which is the only other mistake you can make with that build. Hotkey.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, it's not going to be It's not going to be a massive sink in resources. He's already got a huge bank.
You're going to see 6 Tempests out in the 2nd, which is pretty good place for Zest to be, but he's going to try and deflect this army, which is the scary thing.
Probably wants to get rid of some of these sentries, too, as he reaches max. He's got 7 sentries. They're not going to be very useful against this army at all.
Both sides are maxed out, so it's going to come down to the engagement and how cost-efficient Zest can be as well.
Still can't take a 4th.
So many Zelts actually moving across the map.
Without charge.
Oh, man.
And there's the lockdown.
No, that's a waste. I guess you got the bank to back it up, though, so you can remax on something else. And it's going to be Immortals.
He does not have this. It didn't buy him the space to take a 4th, which is what he really desperately needs. We have a mothership on the way.
He needs to make a SimCity in front of his army, maybe like 2 gateways or 1 gateway, just to make it that much harder for your Ultras to get through.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this there. 4 Zelt's going to take down this hatchery.
+3, man. Pretty strong. No transfuses nearby, and down it goes.
That's actually really powerful.
That makes the Zealot deaths earlier so much more worth it.
Yeah, and a mothership now, too, as well.
Yeah, the mothership here going to give so much, more. It makes it so much more frustrating to fight this Protoss army because you constantly have to have detection.
Yeah, and if you're fighting against Tempest, they're going to be able to DPS down your Overseers from afar, so it gets that much harder.
Uh-oh. Look what Zest found. The Greater Spire that's already damaged from earlier. And it will likely go down here, but he doesn't target. He targets a Viper instead. Okay, going to actually lose all of these Stalkers for this.
I think it's probably worth it. Stalkers at this point not going to be too useful. You probably want Immortals, Archons, maybe even some more Zealots for run-bys.
And that's his only Spire, so he has to make a 2nd one now in order to even make Corruptors or, additional Broodlords or continue his air upgrades, which were canceled by that.
Yeah, 2 more Tempests is going to be the choice here.
As a Protoss player builds a bank like this, Tempests are almost never the wrong choice against any comp. If you ever get up to 10+ Tempests, you usually just win the game no matter what happens.
Yeah, well, you're certainly going to be one-shotting a lot of units. It's going to be the Remax, which is going to be the problem against Armani if he makes the right choice. Oh, and one Immortal going way too deep. Sacrificial Immortal. We actually don't have a view of it, but I do. There it is.
Ouch. These Mutalisks actually stopping Tempest production, forcing a few Stalkers to return home. That's pretty significant.
Another missed rally for Zest. Another Immortal going across the map as well.
Oh, man. He's really got to stop this. Okay, looks like you fixed it, right?
Yeah, he fixed it up this time.
Okay. He's got vision of this entire army with his Oracle as well. We'll probably see him consistently have 1 or 2 Oracles in this army just to continue tagging the army so that he can target it without having vision.
It's so important that he gets the proper snipes off on the... Either it's going to be the Overseers or I think the Ultras. He really has to start whittling them down early, or he actually has to fight the main army.
Yeah, he does not want to be hitting Lings. I mean, in this case, I guess it's fine, but...
Yeah, like the lack of any air, it's only Queens, really, to stop these Tempests, so they can move forward as well.
I wouldn't mind even seeing targets on the Vipers. What is he doing? He's moved in without detection, really, with those Ultras. Now, finally, he has the engagement he wants. Fungals. But he lost so much. That was pretty. I want to say the word terrible. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
He's going to lose all these Queens as well now on the retreat, and Queens cannot be made with Larva.
That was knife through butter, man. You're going to run Ultras into Mass Immortal Tempest? That's what's going to happen.
Immortals?
Yeah.
With no detection?
Complete beat down there, and it's going to give Zest an opening to go for a big attack. The Remax is going to be more of the same, but plus some Corruptors as well.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is... he just loses all those Queens. That's the scariest part because everything else could be made with money. Money could buy everything except happiness and Queens because you don't have Larva, so you can only make as many Queens as you have hatcheries.
Yeah.
That's
a big problem.
All the energy he has to rebuild now with those Queens as well. He just lost like 12 full energy Queens. Zest
identifies that the Remax is going to be Corrupted, so he can actually invest into Void Rays if he wants to.
Yep, and that's what we're going to see him do. +2 for these air units now complete. Whereas +1 Carapace is only just now restarted for Armani. A bit late considering that Spire's been up for a while. This base is going to be history. He's trying to set a retreat path as well.
Currently seeing 14 corruptors on the map, and that's going to be it. So when you see about 6+ Void Rays, he's going to have a pretty hard counter to this. And with Tempest to help out as well, and the Mothership, it's going to get so much easier. But he cannot get caught out here.
Only 2 Vipers still on the map as well, and he's keeping a close eye on those. Dark Shrine plus 4 additional Stargates going to be the way he goes about things. He's getting +1 armor for the ground units as well as +3 air. I'd actually rather see +1 shields for this entire army. We'll probably see that next, but it's going to affect the air as well.
It's good that he's getting some armor though for his ground units, just so he can do a more effective Zealot run-bys and damage to hatcheries all over the map.
Ooh, this is an awkward angle here for the Mothership. It is going to get targeted down. It gets recalled away.
Beautifully done there.
A recall saves the Mothership. Let's see. He's going to come over here to try to fight these Tempests, but there's so many Stalkers to support. And the Ultras can't get through.
No, they can't. That's such a SimCity here. He's actually picking away some of these Tempests, but I don't know if it's worth it because he's losing so many Corruptors.
And once the Void Rays come out with all these lessened queen counts, the Void Rays can actually fight such a great number of these units.
And I mean, he's losing Stalkers at this point, which is something he probably wants to do so he can make more Void Rays. 5 at a time right now.
Ooh, good fungal here. Where are the Storms?
Where are the Storms?
Just going for feedbacks. Does he even have Storm researched?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, he's just not using it.
Oh, man. Ultra's fighting into these Immortals. He's not paying attention at all. Losing every single Ultralist versus DTs, Immortals, and Zealots with +3.
He's getting out of hand. Look at the supply difference right now. Huge bank for Armani, but he is down 60 supply.
What does he build from here? Mutalists?
Yes.
I think Mutus is the best answer, but it's still not going to be a good one.
Look at this. Zest so confident he's running across the map with his base once again.
7 Ultras versus this many Void Rays and Immortals? Don't agree with this choice.
Oh, everything getting destroyed. More Archons being made as well. Such a robust composition. It's going to be so hard to try and make the right choice, and I don't think Ultras are that.
Yeah.
That's 8 Immortals right now.
I think Mutalists are the better choice, but still, I mean, you're going to get chased down. There's so many Photon Cannons on the map. He's got 6 Stargates that you've scouted that he can make Phoenixes to counter them with. There is no right choice. I think the game is over.
Well, when you're this far behind me, you're taking so many bad fights. Now that your bank has been evaporated, yeah, you're running out of options in a big way. This is the scary thing of Protoss late game for Zerg. It's hard to find the answers when the huge death ball is up and running.
The army here for Zest is not counterable. It just simply is not.
You need like
a bank.
You need a bank. You need an incredible amount of like corruptive Vipers and maybe some Broodlords or something to try and deal with everything.
Oh man, he's gonna try to run in here. There's a good abduct.
He doesn't even want Storm on these things. There we go, finally.
It's okay actually to lose that Mothership like this because he still has so much underneath. Zest is almost playing this too safe. I feel like he'd be a lot more aggressive right now.
Well, I mean, considering what we've seen Armani do against Zest, like how he just crashes into this giant army, gets slaughtered every time, it's not a bad choice to just wait it out. Seems like Armani's like a little bit more stressed, a little bit more I don't know, inexperienced in this kind of situation, so he's making a lot of bad choices when it comes to fighting.
Yep. How many Infestors? 6 Infestors. 13 Ultras. Ultras essentially useless unless you can just somehow take this ground army on. Look at that.
Nicely done.
Tag, you're it. Another thing he does is a secret.
Revelation, you're it.
That's it, man.
Here we go.
He's going to attack into this. This is going to be a terrible engagement in every sense of the word. Look at this. Not even all the Immortals are here. He's like, oh, okay. Watch the Zerg supply at the top right if you're confused as to what's happening here. Let me tell you, it's not good for the Zerg.
No, this is a huge throwaway. GG.
Wow, that was just giving up as straight up.
That's just lying down, man. Lying down to die because, I mean, there wasn't many other options there. At that kind of situation, the Protoss is sitting on like 4 or 5 bases. From here, you're just making this army of death that you cannot fight.
There are so many KT fans in the studio tonight. Girls screaming. The KT fangirls definitely the most active and loud fangirls that you could ever see in StarCraft 2. And Zest taking the win we expected. It was not as easily won.
It was actually looking very scary when that Mutas came in and started to do a lot of economic damage. Life looking in good spirits today. That means good news for us, I think, because Life's going to play some good StarCraft.
Yeah, not going to see a shaky match. Alrighty. Well, definitely good spirits all around for KT.
Yeah, they're in a good place right now. And following up is going to be Stats versus Hurricane.
Yep. The PvP, Hurricane having better results in Pro League in the last 5 games played, but I have to say when it comes to overall skill level, we've seen Stats just do way, way, way better than Hurricane. Armani's looking so pissed right now, and I don't blame him because it's such a frustrating game to lose, especially after he hid those needles so well. He had such a great strategy, caught Zest off guard, but was never able to finish things off.
Yeah, and you got to that stage in the game when you're just trying to deal with an army that has no answer if you don't have the bang.
Yeah.
So very